Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I'm in the house with something really interesting. I've got the Spartan Blades Astor here with me for a review, and we're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this guy. But hey, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this kind of content right over here. So let's just quickly check this guy out. This is the Spartan Blade Astor, and it's going to be an overall 8.2 inch long knife with a 3.5 inch long cutting edge and 4.76 inch long handle. So not a huge knife, not a small knife. In fact, let's just quickly check it out. Up against some of the classic, this is Ontario Rat number 2, and you can see, yeah, that's a small boy compared to that. But look at this. This is Ontario Rat number 1, which is not a small one, and it's just a tiny bit bigger than that. But I mean, this guy feels much bigger than this in the, like, to look at, and also in the hand, but this is not a small one. Maybe you're a Benchmade fan and that's gonna be your Benchmade mini bug out, or maybe you like the bigger blades and that's the bug out. So not that big, but still bigger than the mini, but still not bigger than the Spartan Blades. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and of course, this is the Spyderco Para 3. And as you can see, this guy is just a little bit bigger than the Spartan Blades. Maybe you are a Chris Reeve Knives fan, and that's your small Sebenza 21, and this is another Chris Reeve Knives. This is the large Sebenza 31 with some nice inlays, of course. Another couple options I want to show you right over here are the that's the 520 designed by Philippe Georget and made by Custom Knife Factory. This guy is Snafu 2.0, designed by Peter Rassenti and made by Custom Knife Factory, so pretty cool one. Another couple options, pretty popular. We've got the Koenig Knives Arius, that's a style 55. Another fancy blade here, this is the Shirogorov-Sienkiewicz collaboration Kami Flipper, and look at this, another beauty over there. It's the Hindered Knives XM18. Let me show you another couple options. This is the Shirogorov F3 in a bronze carbon fiber finish, pretty gorgeous, and also because why not, we have it here, same size of this guy, but just wanted to show you. That's the F95NL. And what else can I show you? Just another one. Yeah, just a couple of smaller boys. That's the Kershaw Atmos right over here. And this is going to be the Kershaw Concierge. So you can have an idea of what is going on from the size department. So yeah, it's not a big boy, but it's, yeah, not like a small one. This is the Spartan Blade Astor. It's a pretty cool nice knife designed by Les George, a pretty famous maker. This guy is gonna be around like $150 range, something in that ballpark. It's made in US, I think in North Carolina. It's liner lock. In fact, you can see there's two scales of green G10 with some nice texturing going on, some nice chamfering all around, and also only the internal chamfering is gonna happen on the liner, not on the actual scales. That's not chamfered, and there is no internal skeletonization going on the scales as well. But the fit and finish right off the box, it feels pretty good to me, especially consider the price. There is a very cool finger groove going on, which is gonna be absolutely fantastic in the ergonomic department of this knife. But let's just analyze the look first. You can see it's a pretty standard design. I mean, nothing too crazy going on, but it's still a pretty solid one for a couple of reasons. Because I mean, this is a liner lock, so it's nicely made with this pretty thick slab of as a liner. Like, look at that, that's not a thin one. And these couple standoffs in this position are gonna confirm some nice rigidity to the overall structure, which I appreciate. Here you've got a lanyard hole, so you can do some paracord and some bead, so that's pretty good. Of course, the blade is absolutely centered. To me, looks centered, right? Yeah. and it's safely protected right here. So you see, you can't even feel the tip of the blade, so absolutely safe. Overall look when closed, it's very interesting. There's this line going on, which I appreciate. It's nicely done, especially this part. Of course, the heel of the blade like that, because that's the part you stick into the palm of your hand. It's gonna be nicely rounded off, but a tiny bit slippery, because I would have preferred like this jimping happening on this side. So like when you're doing like that, you know, it's gonna maybe have a little bit more grip, but this is not a flipper, so you're not gonna flip anything. You're just gonna hold it a little bit in a different position and just deploy it like with the thumb stud like this. So it has an interesting overall look, I think. There's two screws over here. You can see like these are going to be T6 Torx bit screws. This is going to be a T8 to take this guy apart. You can also check my maintenance video. It's a very straightforward disassembly and maintenance, very simply made, so that's good. Also, the screws are not protruding, pretty flush with the handle, so that's also a good thing. You have just a liner over here with some area milled out in this position, so that your thumb can just disengage the lock bar, but it's not that much. I mean, there's not much clearance here for your thumb, so that's something just to consider. The pocket clip is a tip-up carry and but it's reversible. As you can see, you can just switch side and put it on this side over here, so it's pretty good. It's not tip down, but it's dip carry. It has a very strong tension, and it's probably a little bit too short. I would have preferred maybe just to get that up to here, but anyways, it's not gonna show that much knife sticking out of your pocket, and that's also a good thing. You've got a 3.5-inch long CTS XHP blade with some pretty cool and not too aggressive but absolutely functional jimping going on. Couple of thumb studs. They're screwed in from this side, and they are quite sharp, honestly, so it's a good thing, but also not so good, because it's gonna kind of like shred your thumb if you do the one-hand deployment, or you can just do like that if you are not in a hurry, I guess, but like that, it's gonna fly open. That's super fast, but yeah, this area here is not being chamfered in these grooves, and it might be a little bit on the sharp side. Then you have this kind of like a reverse harpoon. This is like a nice dip. You can actually employ this area with your thumb like that and just gain a little bit more traction for sure. And then you have a swedge, as you can see, starting from this point like that and reaching the tip. And then you have pretty much 80% belly and 20% straight edge up to the little sharpening choil. Nice plunge grind. It looks like a Shirogoro plunge grind style. And you have Spartan blade logo, CTS XHP marking here, and Les George design on the other side. So a little bit of billboarding going on in this pretty cool stone washed flat grind blade. The stock thickness of this guy is gonna be, let's see, at this point over here, is gonna be 0.128 inches. And let's see, maybe here at this point, let's try to find, yeah, like that, 0.02 inches as stock thickness, thickness behind the edge, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a nice slicer, it's not too thick, and it's for sure like a good steel and good slicing capabilities for this profile and design. So that's good. From the sound department, this guy shines when deployed, because hear this. This is a fantastic sound. Hear this again. Clack. It's a deep, loud, beautiful, and resounding sound. It's just, I love this sound. It's just gorgeous, and there's some, I don't know, some wizardry going on with the hand, so that the sound kind of like gets trapped and boom, and just flicks open, and it produces this really pleasant and kind of deep and snappy sound when the tang of the blade is just hitting this top pin. When you close this guy, I mean, nothing too crazy. Yeah, it's a nice click. not too obtrusive, but nothing special. But the opening sound, oh boy, I love this one. The weight on this guy is gonna be all right. It's not too heavy, but it's there's no internal skeletonization, no internal milling on the scale, and that's gonna be around 5 ounces, 5.101. So not a super light one, but the feel in the hand of this guy is just fantastic, guys. The grip is it's beautiful. There's zero hot spots, absolutely nothing going on over here. Beautifully and super comfy in this finger groove, jimping in the right spot. You can even do a little bit more advanced grip like that. You can choke it up. This is perfectly shaped for your reverse grip like in this, for your thumb. Really, really good. It feels absolutely solid. Look at this slab over here. There's no flexing. It's grippy because there's some texture going on over here. Fit and finish also is very good. There's no misalignment. I mean, this guy is just sticking out a little bit more here than it is here. So you have a little bit more protrusion for the scale, but I mean, it's not a huge deal, especially considering the price of this knife. You have an internal cutout for the lock bar right over there. And overall, I mean, the fit and finish, I don't see too many flushness issues. I mean, yeah, a little bit here, but still, consider the price of this guy. Zero rattling when shaken. Everything is nicely tight together. There's no lock stick, no finger sore with the thumb stud, unless you do it like too much, and then you're gonna feel the sharpness of the thumb stud. What I'm kind of like complaining about is this area here, which needs a little bit more love and attention, because that should be a tiny bit wider to have a little bit more room, but still you can manage to disengage the lock bar. But I always prefer something a little bit easier to access than this one. Also, clip ramp, the clip, sorry, feels a little bit too stiff in my perspective, and the clip ramp, you see, it's nice, but I would have preferred maybe a little bit more, but that would probably have put in jeopardy the absence of hot spots in this area especially, so that I don't know. This guy is super smooth in the action department. It's running on phosphorus bronze washers, and there's also like a set of Teflon washers to like sandwiched in between the actual phosphorus bronze washers and the scales or the liner on this side, so just keep that in mind. But I mean, the action is super smooth, and this guy deploys like a boss. Like that is just so good, like crazy deployment, super fast, beautiful closing action. Of course, there's no like you see, disengage the lock bar, nothing happens. There's like some friction, of course, created by the Teflon washer, so there's not going to be any guillotine effect going on. But the overall smoothness of this guy, yeah, it's not like a Sebenza smooth guy, but it's a very smooth one for sure. Also, you've got a little bit of detent suction, not too much magnetic effect. But the detent is nicely dialed in, and it has the right strength to be safely kept in the closed position for the blade, I mean. So, I mean, overall, this is a nice looking knife, has a fantastic ergonomic aspect, really, really cool opening sound. There's a little bit of work to do in the lock bar disengagement department, cool jimping, nice steel. Price is right for what they are offering, and I think I like this guy. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.